We're going to discuss the concept of hide show, sometimes called swap visible space, in the Catia world. In the Catia world, we have all of our geometry that we're looking at here, and there's a way that we can go to what we call the no-show world or the hide world, and we can look at things here. Then we can go back to the real world, we call it, or the show world, and look at things here. Let's take a look at a slide and kind of describe this on a slide. There are two icons in Catia that deal with this. One is called the swap visible space icon. This simply switches what you're looking at. It doesn't move geometry from one space to another. It just switches your view. The other icon actually switches geometry from one to the other. So if you're in the hide space and you select geometry, you can move it to the show space. You can do that with this hide show icon. So now let's take a look at this in action in Catia. Okay. Here's our visible, we're looking at the show visible space. And now I'll pull up these icons a little bit so that they're here in the center of our screen for us. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at the other visible space called the hide visible space, or sometimes called the no-show. Now if we select something here in this space, in this case I'm selecting this element which is part of a sketch, and I select this icon, it's going to throw it to the other world. So now that whole sketch has been thrown to this world. Let's go back and look at the visible space, and there it is. That sketch is now in the show world. So I can select it here and throw it back. Okay. Now I'm going to start a new part. We're going to show how some of this works automatically within Catia. When you go to Sketcher and you sketch on a sketch plane, let's just sketch, let's sketch something a little bit fun. Here's a elongated hole. There we go. And now when you get out of Sketcher, you can see that here in the show space. As soon as we create a pad out of this, let's create a pad coming up here, and there it is right down there. As soon as we hit OK, the sketch disappears. And in fact, if we go to the no-show world, there it is. I'll come back to the show world. Okay. And in the tree, you'll see that it actually is dimmed out. In fact, in the tree, if I right-click on it and say Hide Show, this is going to throw it to the opposite world that it's in. So now I've thrown it to the show world, and I can right-click, throw it back. A lot of times we like to hide our planes after we've completed our model. So we do a hide on those, and notice how they're visualized here in the tree. They're kind of, I don't know, we call that dimmed out or something. Okay. So now if we create another sketch, say a sketch up here, and we create some more geometry, say here, and we're going to create another pad that comes out of here, and we'll say OK. If we go to our no-show world now, oh, we see all of our wireframe geometry that we were working on. Okay. Let's go back to we'll call it the real world. Okay. Now I'd like to show you how all this can even work with an assembly. In fact, with assemblies, it's critical that you understand the hide show world. We have an assembly here that we'd like to take a look at. And let's say I'm working here on this pin right here, and I want to get rid of this yellow part. So I can take this yellow part in the tree, it's called the frame, and I can throw it to the hide world. Okay, so now if I take a look at the hide world, let's pull the icons back out again. If I take a look at the hide world, well, there's that yellow part, but in addition to that, here's all the wireframes for all the other parts. Okay, so now let's go back to the real world, and let's right-click on a part here and say hide here, or you can right-click it here and say hide here. Okay. And there are some slight differences as to whether or not you're right-clicking on it here or right-clicking on it there. But for this video, we're just teaching the concepts that there is a two visible spaces in Catia. One is called the hide space and the other is called the show space. Okay? Now, obviously, if you're working on an assembly, at the very end, you'd like to have all of these items showing at the very end, okay? And you'd like to have no solids here in the no-show world.